Great. Senyuman apa tu Hafiz? Senyuman paling manis? Okay, class. I can start now. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Please tap your attendance before we start. Please use capital letter so that easy for me to copy paste all the attendance into your attendance list. Alright. Today we'll learn about non-parametric test. Okay. Can you see the screen? Can see, class?
Okay, baru boleh.
Okay. Alright. This is non-parametric techniques. I think everyone are familiar with this lecture note. Your lecture note chapter 6, your last lecture in SPSS for this sem. Okay, today we were going to you have friends here. Okay, today we are going to learn about the Mann-Whitney test, Wilcoxon, and Kruskal-Wallis, also the Friedman's. Okay, there is also the chi-square inside the Friedman test output. For the Wilcoxon, we have two types of Wilcoxon, which is the Wilcoxon ring and Wilcoxon sign. Okay, we have two. The difference is Wilcoxon rank for the independent group, Wilcoxon sign for dependent groups. I think you still remember what is the difference between independent and dependent. Okay, independent meaning that the two groups is totally different, and dependent you have the same. You are using the same subject. Okay, you have to directly related. Okay, related sample from the same subject. Okay, now we focus on the Mann-Whitney first and then go to the Wilcoxon, also Kruskal-Wallis and Friedman test. Okay, this is the definition. We have learned this one during your lecture last week. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, last week, which is the distribution free and what we call as a non-parametric statistic. Okay, here now we look at the Mann-Whitney first. Okay, now there are two samples. Mann-Whitney. Mann-Whitney is the friends of like what you have learned in independent test. But for the independent test, that was for normal distribution sample. Okay. For this one, it doesn't mean your sample must be normal, so you can go for the Mann-Whitney test. Okay. Now you have assumption here, independent random sample of size N1 and N2. You have two different size from these two groups. Okay. You also can use the Mann-Whitney if you have the same size. Okay. Okay, the procedure here, you combine the sample, assign rank to the sorted value, average rank to any ties, and then the statistic here, we denoted ST, then the sum of the rank for the observation in the first sample. Okay, I think you know about this. Okay, now look at this one. The first example, 9.1. Okay, to compare the running speed of the first year student, boys and girls, the following information is collected. Okay, you have this one, the data of the rank, okay, together the gender. For the first rank, it's the girls, second was boy, third was girl, and so on. Okay, the question is there any difference between the running speed of boy and girls? So now, when you see this question class, what type of variable that you can key in your variable view inside the SPSS software? Okay, what was that? You think?
Gender and rank.
Okay, can you key in now? I give you 2 minutes and then compare with mine. Can?
We will try.
Okay, try first.
Okay, done, Miss.
Done. Okay, now look at my, not this one, that one is for attendance, main Whitney. Okay, hide this first. Okay, look at this one. You have type for the rank and gender variable, and then you give the value for the gender. Okay, make it what we call, you follow the alphabetical order. Okay, B and G. Okay, and then this
Miss,
one
if terbalik,
itulah, masih ingat lagi yang the first kuliah Miss cakap kalau kita buat kerja ni start dengan benda yang sistematik. So nanti dah kerja kamu dah biasa. Okay, boleh juga, tak ada masalah. Okay, sama je. Tapi nanti biasakan, ingat saja sampai bila-bila.
Okay, Miss.
Alright, and then the rank is ordinal measure, and then nominal untuk gender. Is that same with yours, class?
Yes, Miss.
Sama. And then how about the data view? Is it like this? Okay, you can click the button A1 there, and then you can see the value inside the number that you have keyed in. Girl, boy, girl, 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 boy, 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 girl, boy. Same, right? Okay, now you have two different group here, boy and girl. Okay. Alright, now we are going to compare between the boy and the girl. Is there any different about their running speed? Okay. We are talking about the running speed here. That's why it gives you the rank. Okay. Now, for this one, you know that the boy, the sample is 5, only 5 compared to the girls, extra 1 for the girls. So the sample size, which is n, small letter n here, is 6. Okay. So you have the observation given the rank here. So the rank sum is 37. You just plus all the number here. Okay. And then you get 37. For the smaller, this one considered as the smaller lah. Okay. Compare this one. So this one is rank sum 29. Okay. Now, the test hypothesis here, hypothesis testing. Okay, for the hash null, there is no difference in running speed of boy and girls. Hash null always said no lah. Okay, no difference. Okay, and then for the H1, opposite the meaning of no, meaning that there is difference. Okay, in running speed of boy and girl, and then you use 5% alpha level. Why you use alpha level equals to 5%, and this is to tell? Okay, because of this is the difference, only the difference, no direction for from this question, doesn't give you any value. Okay, so directly use the to-tell test. Alright, now how to perform this one? There is a button, okay, inside your SPSS. From the analyze button, you can look at it now, okay, while I'm zooming this one. Okay, now you have a friend is coming. Wait, now here, class, you can click the button analyze, non-parametric, legacy, and just go for the 2 independent sample. Why we choose 2 independent? Because there is only 2 groups, different group, totally different, boy, boy, girl, girls. Okay, this is not related sample. Like what we have learned in Petit-Tête, some still remember? That one is related, right, to related sample. This one, we still can use this one for the non-normality, okay, non-normal data, but the one inside the will constant sign after this. Okay, now we focus on the 2 independent sample, and then rank is the things that you are going to test. Okay, put it into the test variable list, and gender is the group. Okay, so you put at the grouping variable and define the group also, 1 for 1, 2 for 2. SPSS only read the number, remember that one. Okay, so you yourself need to assign the value, what was number 1 and what is number 2. Okay, so click the button main Whitney, and then you will get the output like this. Okay, now we perform the analysis. Go to main Whitney, go to analyze button, class. Okay, you can see the non-parametric test button there. Okay, go to the legacy and go to 2 independent sample. Alright. Rank put at the test variable list and gender put at the grouping variable. So you define that one for one, two for two. So click continue and click main Whitney test. And then click OK. So you can see the output there. Okay, here. Is it same with what you will have in your lecture note? So you have the variable there, okay? And then you have the test statistic. Okay, this is test statistic. You can see the value of Mann-Whitney and Wilkinson. Also the Z score, the critical value here, okay? And then you can see the asymptote significant to tell and exact significant 2 times 1 tell significant. But you look at this one, asymptote. Asym means asymptote significant, okay? You still know the meaning of asymptote, right? Okay, we doesn't touch the value, but it is approximately near the value of significant. Okay, that's why this is significant to tell. 0.201. Okay, this one is insignificant because this is greater than 0.05, the alpha value that you are using. Okay, so since this value is greater than 0.05, you do not reject the hash null. You need to accept the hash null. Okay, if the value less than 0.05, you accept the hash1, hash alternative. Okay, so since you need to accept the hash null, meaning that there is no difference, okay, about the running speed between the boys and girls. Okay, there is also the output of Wilcoxon. We'll discuss Wilcoxon after this. Okay, understand, class? Okay, this one, the value is greater than 0.05, meaning that this is insignificant. So we accept the hash null. Given the hash null before, said that there is no difference in running speed of boys and girls. That was your conclusion. Okay, so you decide that your decision is no different actually between the boys and the girls. Okay, all right. Now we go for the Wilcoxon test. Okay, for the Wilcoxon test, there are two types. First, Wilcoxon rank sum test. Second was Wilcoxon sign rank test. Okay, for the Wilcoxon rank sum test, this is for the independent sample, like what we have keyed in before. That's why you can see the output of Wilcoxon there, 29. Okay, because from the different group, two different groups. Okay, this is independent sample. But for the Wilcoxon sign rank test, you must have the dependent sample, meaning that come from the same subject, you have two variable, okay, that you will key in, which is related each other from the same subject. So that one for Wilcoxon sign rank test. Only two sample, More than that, you can go for the Friedman test after this. And then this one is basically for cases with two sample, or you can use median test. Okay, you want to test either the median within these two group. Okay, between this group, either equal or not, equality or not. Okay, is it same or not the median between boy and girls? Okay. All right. Now we go for the Wilcoxon rank sum, the first one. Okay, how you perform this one? This is the test statistic given the n and n1 and n2. You just substitute the value 6, 5, 6 plus 1 divide with 2, and then 5, 6, 5, 6 plus 1 divide with 12, square root it, and then divide the numerator and denominator, so you can get the value of z. Okay, the value, since this is 2 tell, so you can get the value of 1.278, or it seems with the negative 1.2. Okay, 2 tell, right? Left and right, positive and negative value. Okay, and then the R value here, if you want to substitute the value of R, that is the sum of the rank in smaller sample. Between boy and girl, which one is small, class? Small sample. Boy or girl? How many for boy? Boy, 5, right? Girls is 6. So the value of R refer to the group boy before this. This one. Okay. N5, N6, this one is smaller than this one, right? So you choose the value of 37. Okay. All right. We continue. Okay. Then you can find the value. Okay, critical value from the Wilcoxon rank sum table. Okay, you look at the N1 equals to 5. Okay, and then at the left side N2 equals to 6. Then you can see the critical value is 1941. This is the interval using alpha 0.05, yeah, and then you can find this value. Okay, since this value inside this range, okay, you cannot reject that null hypothesis. So we do not reject null hypothesis, null, and conclude that there is no difference in the split of boy and girls. Still same, right? The decision that you have find, what you have find from this one, okay, Wilcoxon, not significant, and also with the Mann-Whitney before. Okay, given that significant value is greater than 0.05. Okay, so this test is true lah. Okay, correct. All right. Okay, now we proceed with Wilcoxon sign rank test. Okay, remember this one sign rank test for the dependent group. Okay, dependent sample, two dependent sample. So you sort the absolute value of the differences from smallest to largest, and then assign the rank, and then find the sum of the rank of the positive differences. Okay, now if H null is true, meaning that the sum of the rank of the positive differences should be about the same as the negative test and the negative one. Okay, yang negatif punya. Positif tu mesti sama. Okay, almost the same. For other tests, you can see from the sign test. Okay, all right. Now, okay, this one for the sign test, the hypothesis said that the median of the differences in the pairs is 0. Okay, test statistic here, the number of positive differences. If H null is true, then the number of positive and negative differences should be approximately the same. Almost the same lah, class. Okay, which one? Wait, this one. The Wilcoxon sign rank test. That's why you can use either the Wilcoxon or the sign test. But, okay, the output might be different. Okay. So here, the number of positive differences and H null, so you can use the binomial distribution, okay, given the how many sample, and your P is 1/2 because you only have two choice here, positive and negative number. So P equals to 1/2. All right. Now, look at this one, the sample, your second sample. Okay, class. In the study of average number of seed in two pots, you have two pots, okay, was recorded at both the top and the bottom of 10 plants. You have 10 plants here, okay. You locate it as at the top of or the bottom places, and then the objective of the study was to determine, okay, this is the objective, okay. After this, either you can achieve or not, okay, this is what you are going to do, okay, was to determine whether the opposition on the plant affected the number of seeds in the pots. Okay, now, this one is dependent, okay, from the same sample, plant 1 until plant 10. So you have two, what we call, two observation here at the top and the bottom location. So, can you key in the data, class? How many variables that you can key in from this question, from the table?
Dua.
Dua, okay. Cuba key in. Dapat tidak?
Miss,
Ya.
saya tak dapat key in data sekarang ni sebab tempat saya mati current.
Okay.
Saya dapat join kelas sejak.
Tak apalah. Okay, yang the rest boleh lagi type. Tolong Hafiz. Hafiz tak dapat ni. Lowbat dah laptop dia. Are you key in, class? Or just listening to me?
Key in, Miss. Key in.
Key in. Okay, key in dulu. Okay. Alright, done? Sudah kelas?
Sudah, Miss.
Sudah. Okay, now compare with what I have key in with constant sign. Okay, now do you want to key in for the plan number or not? It's up to you, okay? So the most important here, the variable of the top location and the bottom location. Okay, no value for this one. So this one only the measurement of scale scale measurement. And then the data view is just key in the value, top and bottom. Okay, make sure you key in for 1 decimal places, okay? Alright, sama tak dengan Miss punya? Is it same? Same, right? Okay, now here, Jam. Okay, I think you still remember what I have teach you during the lecture. Okay, the sum of the positive rank here, you just plus the number of positive here, 8.5, 6, and so on, you get 47. The negative rank, here you have negative 0.4, negative 0.4, and negative 0.7. So you just plus the number 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3, 3 plus 5, so that's why you got the number of 8 here, okay? And then the t statistic here, the way to find the t statistic here is the mean from the R positive and R negative. So between 47 and 8, which one is a smaller number, minimum? 8, right? So it equals to 8. So your t here is 8, okay? Here, for the solution for the sign test, okay? The number p, okay? Your random variable here, p, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So equals x equal to 7. Okay, we will substitute the number of 7 inside the formula after this, your z-score. Okay, and then the hypothesis here, the position on the plant does not affect the number of seed in the pots, and the position on the plant does not affect the number of seed in the pot. Okay, now this is how we are going to do for the Wilcoxon. Like I said before, we go for the 2 related sample. Okay, since you only have 2 value from the same sample, top and bottom, just key in at the variable 1 and variable 2 and click the button of Wilcoxon and sign. It will give you 2 table there. For the Wilcoxon, you can see there is a rank button and the test statistic here, okay, for the Wilcoxon sign. So you can see the value here is less than 0.05. So meaning that this is significant. Since this is significant, you can say that there are difference, okay, when you locate the plant at the top or the bottom location, okay. Right, now this is how you do for this one. A critical value T Wilcoxon sign rank test, n equals to 10, alpha 5% is 10 from the table, okay. So since the value is greater than what you have what you got from the table, so we reject the hash null and we conclude that there is sufficient evidence to suggest that the position on the plant affect the number of seeds in the pot. Okay, sama lah. Okay, we reject this one from what we have from the critical value here. Okay, and the statistic that you have calculated. Okay, and then this one also less than 0.05. Okay, meaning that you accept the alternative. You reject the hash null. Okay. Here for the sign test, also you will get the 2 table here, frequency tables and the test statistic for the sign test. But this one greater than 0.05, meaning that you do not reject the hash null. Okay. Also same after you use this one, the Z calculation here, Okay, before that, we perform this one first. Nanti you pening dah. Okay, we go for the sign test. With cosine sign. Analyze. Click the button analyze. Go for the non-parametric, legacy, two related sample. You remember that one. This is dependent, right? So go to the two related sample. Top put at the first variable and bottom go for the second variable. And then click the button Wilcoxon. This is default click button. So you click Wilcoxon and also for the sign. Okay, and then click OK. Then you will get the output. Okay, now this is the output for Wilcoxon because you have clicked the number of Wilcoxon, and this one the output for the sign test. Okay. Okay, for the Wilcoxon, you can see the value is less than 0.05. Okay, meaning that this is significant. So you will accept the alternative. Okay, meaning that there is a difference. Either you put the pots at the bottom or top location, there is a difference. Okay, that's the number of the seeds inside the pot. Okay, and then the sign test here. Okay, given that the value is greater than 0.05. Okay, so you do not reject the hash null because this is greater than 0.05. This is insignificant p-value. Okay, so you accept the hash null. Hash null said that no different. Either you put at the top or bottom location. Alright. You have friends here coming, Nadia. Okay. So here we have discussed this one. Okay, this is the sign test. Okay. For the sign test, okay, we are going to see from the z-score, right? That's why approximately to the normal distribution. From the binomial, go to the normal distribution, and then you can use the formula of z-score here. Okay, I think you still remember. You have learned this one during your STPM. If you take Form 6 after this, before this, or you also can see here during the statistic economy subject, if I'm not mistaken, class. Okay, you have learned about the distribution also. You still revise for the distribution topic. Okay, this one, X binomial, random variable in the binomial distribution, and P. N is 10 because the sample number is 10. P is the number of success lah. Okay. Now we focus on the positive number. P equals to 1/2 because you only have two choice, positive and negative. Okay. And then approximately to the normal distribution. So remember this one is your mu, and this one is for the value of variance. Okay. Mu meaning the NP, this one NPQ. Okay, 10 minus 1/2 here. Okay, 10 minus half you get 5 because the formula is NP. But this one NPQ maksudnya 5 darab lagi Q equals to 1/2 also. So you get 2.5. If you calculate this number 1.5(x11) square, it's approximately 2.5. Okay, half from this one. You can calculate this one using your calculator. You can get 2.49999, something like that. Okay. So this is the variance. Okay. For the Z, you calculate here x minus mu divide the standard deviation. That was the formula. I think you still remember this one, right? Okay. X, your number of x is 7 before. Okay. From the table of sign test. Okay. You can scroll up after this, and then minus 5 because of the mu here. Okay. The number of 5 from the mu, and then divide with standard deviation, this one, 1.5(x11). Okay, so you get 1.2649. Okay, so less than 1.645. So therefore, we do not reject hash null. Less the value of 1.6, the critical value. Okay, and then we do not reject the hash null and conclude that there is insufficient evidence to suggest that the position on the plant affect the number of seeds in the pots. Understand, right? This one, what you have calculated and what you have seen from the output is same. We do not reject. Okay, this one greater than 0.05. We do not reject the hash null. All right. Now we move on with the second last test, which is Kruskal-Wallis, and then the last one was treatment test. Okay. Now for the Kruskal-Wallis, there are case sample. There are 5 or more measurement in each sample. Must be. This is actually this is assumption. for each sample, must be more than 5 for each sample to measurement, more than 5. Okay, for each group lah, meaning that from each group. Okay, and then the current probability distribution from which the sample are drawn are continuous. Okay, now the hypothesis here for the rationale, we said that the K, how many group that you have, maybe you have 2 groups. Okay, no, sorry, you have 3 groups and so on. Okay, the probability distribution are identical, meaning that no difference lah. Okay, and then this one, you said that for the rationale, okay, at least 2 of the K probability distribution differ in the question. Okay, all right. Now the Kruskal-Wallis, we denoted it as hash. Okay, the test statistic is hash, and then this is the formula. Rejection region when the H value greater than chi-square, and you will times it, okay, to average the rank, like what you have done in before in Wilcoxon. Okay, you will test the value. Okay, and then this is the question, class. Okay, now the third example here, 9.3, comparing teaching method. Okay, now you have more than 2 groups, right? You have the 4 teaching methods here: case method, formula, equation, and unitary analysis. And as you can see here, from each group, there are more than 5 samples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now you already fulfill the condition. Okay. One of the assumption also for this one, Kruskal-Wallis. All right. Now, from this one class, how can you key in the data? What are the variables that you need to key in inside your variable view?
Two variable.
What, sorry, Miss tak dengar.
Two,
So what was that?
average test score and teaching method.
Okay. And then, you know how to key in?
Teaching method, we have 4 values.
Yes, yes. And then you assign it as a case method, formula method, and so on. And then how about the average test score? Which one is average test score?
The
Which
value
one?
14.59 and so on.
Betul. Okay. Itulah value dia, average test score. Can you key in, class? Except Hafiz lah. Yang lain boleh key in?
Miss.
Okay, cuba key in dulu. 3 minit cukup. Alright, done key in.
Done, Miss.
Okay, here is
Done,
1, 2,
key in.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 4 is 28. So you have a 20x row of data. Betul? For the critical values. So is it same with this? Sama? Sama? Okay, so no value. Only value for the teaching method. Okay, you can key in nicely lah. Okay, case method, formula method, equation and so on. Okay, test score, scale, and that one is nominal. Okay, sama kan? Ada 28 raw data. Sama kan? Okay, now we want to find, we want to analyze, okay, the non-parametric test for the Kurzweil-Wallis. So this is K independent sample because you have more than 2 independent sample, okay, compare what you have done in Mann-Whitney before and also from the Wilcoxon, okay, Wilcoxon rank, not Wilcoxon sign, okay, remember that one, you have 2 types of Wilcoxon. Now this one, K independent sample, and then just put the test variable and grouping variable here, okay, since you have more than 2, okay, for the defined range here, you have 1 from the minimum groups and what is the maximum number. If you have 5 groups, then put 5. If you have 4 only, so you put 4 for the maximum number of the groups, okay, and then click the Kurzweil-Wallis and median. Then you will get the output of Kurzweil-Wallis and the output of median test. Alright, we are going to do it now. Analyze, okay, non-parametric, legacy, and go for the K independent sample. Okay, teaching method. Letak dekat mana teaching method? Dekat grouping here. And then define maximum and minimum number. Minimum is 1, maximum is 4 because you only have 4 teaching method. Okay, 4 groups. Okay, and then continue, click the median also, okay, and then test score, put at the test variable. This is one you are going to test, okay, and then click OK, and you will get the output of Kurzweil-Wallis first, and then second is median test. Okay, for the Kurzweil-Wallis, as you can see here, the Kurzweil-Wallis edge here, okay, the test edge, okay, 18.139, okay, degree of freedom 3, so the accepted significant is significant lah, okay, because the value is greater than 0.05. So you accept the H alternative, you reject the H null, meaning that there is a difference, okay, between, there is a difference. Okay, look back this one. Okay, at least 2 of the K probability distribution differ in the question. Okay, at least 2, meaning that there is a difference among the 4 teaching method there. Okay, all right. What else? The output also. This one for the median test. Okay, median test, or we call it as a mood median test. Okay, this is a non-parametric test that is used to test the equality of median. Okay, from 2 or more population. Okay, so here you can say that since the value is significant, given the chi-square 14.215 here, median 2.24.9200, and the significant is less than 0.05. Okay, meaning that there is a inequality, meaning that in each group the median is not equal. Okay, compared to the H null said there is equal. The median inside the group is equal. Okay, so this one you accept the H alternative, right? So this one done for the Kurzweil-Wallis H here. Okay, the last one before we end this tutorial for today. Okay, we are going to learn about the Friedman test. Friedman test, we are going to key in the data block by block. Okay. Now, the treatments are randomly assigned to experimental unit within the block, and then the measurement can be ranked within the block. Okay, I think you still remember what I showed to you inside the lecture note, inside the lecture, during the lecture last week. Okay, so the P probability distribution from which the sample within each block are drawn are continuous. So the hypothesis here, the P probability distribution from the pre-treatments are identical. Okay, and then the H1 at least 2. Okay, of the probability distribution differ in location. At least 2 got the different lah among them. So you can say that one is significant test. So Friedman test denoted FR because of the name of the person that create the Friedman test. Okay. So this is the formula. You will reject rejection region here if the F value greater than alpha, the chi-square. Alright, so here the goal is to compare the egg oven position, which might differ due to the temperature variation. So here class, this is the question. Okay, this is the question. Now, from this question class, what can you see? What kind of variable that you can key in? Read the question first. Okay, apa data yang boleh key in daripada soalan? Apa yang you nampak?
Position.
Position, yes. Berapa position?
8.
8. And then inside the position, apa yang boleh dikatakan dia ada block? Apa lagi data yang ada? Boleh
Yang
tangkap
persen-
soalan tu?
Temperature.
Tak dengar. Apa dia?
Si Azmizam cakap temperature.
Temperature. Is it temperature? Ramai orang teka temperature class. Okay, now look at this one. The goal is to compare egg oven position, which might differ due to temperature variation. Okay, dia letak dekat 8 position yang berbeza. Okay, mungkin dia boleh berbeza disebabkan variasi suhu tersebut lah. Okay, lain-lain tempat, lain-lain suhu dia kan. Okay, dan setiap tempat tu dia ada 3 batch lah. 3 group lah kiranya. Okay, loaf of bag intern, each bag consisting at loaf. Okay, and then the amount of the data yang di-collect tersebut, data yang dikumpul, okay, adalah percentage drip loss. Maksudnya peratus peratus drip loss in made loaf lah, okay. Maksudnya dia tengok dia punya drip loss of made loaf, dia punya kekeringan, liquid drip out, okay. This one, the amount of liquid that drip out of the meat of loaf during baking divided with the original weight of loaf. Ini cara dia lah, dia nak ukur macam mana, okay. Now, you have the data from the first position until the eighth position, okay. Each position ada 3 batch. You have 3 batch here. First, second and third. Okay, now, how you key in the data, okay, actually, for the Friedman test, you can key in satu-satu here. Satu. Baca secara raw. Bukan you key in first batch, second batch and third batch. Tidak ya. Sebab nanti you tengok dia punya SPSS macam mana. Dia directly baca satu-satu. Dia tak ada lagi letak grouping di situ. Okay. Now, here you will key in, click the button of analyze non-parametric legacy and go for the K related. Sebelum ni you dah pergi kepada 2 related Wilcoxon sign because of you have only 2 data from the same subject. Okay, to data lah. Okay, top and bottom tadi. But this one, you have from the same subject, position, tapi you lebih daripada 2. It can be 8, 5, 7 or 10 and so on. Okay. But this one, untuk 1, you ada 733, 811, 806. Okay. The way you key in class, the data is one by one like this. Okay. And then, directly from each position, kita nak tengok perbezaan setiap position, right? So, just test variable setiap position di sini dan kamu boleh nampak output dia. Okay. Kenapa key in like this class? Sebab dia tidak ada yang boleh secara grouping, baca secara grouping, tidak. Dia membaca secara block. Terus directly block by block. Okay, maksudnya setiap satulah yang you nak cari this one. Kalau ada 10 lah you key in ke bawah. Okay, and then this one, kalau ada second group, jadilah dia jadi second position. Okay, so you key in like this. Key in like this, treatment. Like this. So, you don't key in, this one also can, okay, batch ni, you boleh pakai nombor yang ada di tepi itu nanti dekat data view, okay, buat macam ni lah supaya nampak batch 1, batch 2, batch 3. So, position here, position 1, 2 sampailah 8. Okay, key in dulu, class. All this is in scale measurement, okay. So, decimal, okay, decimal hati-hati kelas dengan soalan ni, okay. Even you can see there is only one here, okay, the rest is 2 decimal places. You put the complete one, okay. Ada 2 decimal, itu yang you key in. Jangan you nampak 1 sini, you jadikan 1 semua, jangan. Nanti bacaan akan lari, okay. Bila dia lari, ada kemungkinan dia jadi insignificant, okay. So dia akan ada efek di situ. So this one you just key in 7.33, ini akan ikut nanti 6.50. Okay, ambil yang lebih, jangan ambil yang kurang. So data kamu akan lengkap. Okay, key in like this class. Done? Okay, dah habis key in. Data
Sudah,
treatment.
Miss.
Sudah, okay. Alright, you have position 1, 2 sampai 8. Okay, just analyze the data and then you will get the output like this. Okay, so the value here, okay, after you run the analysis, go to the analyze, non-parametric, legacy, and go for the K-related sample. You have more than 2, right? 3 sample here, 3 groups, 3 batch. So just put all the position, okay, except the batch lah, okay, and then click the Friedman, then click OK. So you akan dapat output like this. So this is the mean rank for each position. So given the chi-square is 17.939, okay, degree of freedom 7 because n-1, x-1 is 7, and then the significant value is less than 0.05. So meaning that you accept the H alternative. What H alternative said before? There is a difference, right? So at least 2 of the probability distribution differ in location. Even only 2, meaning that there is a difference among this X position. Okay? So that one is significant. Alright, that's all for today. Understand? No question? Still sleeping?
No, Miss.
Okay, faham kan? Alright, kelas. Jangan lupa type kehadiran apa-apa semua. Okay, today will be the last lab. Okay, kalau ada rezeki kita jumpa lagi next sem. Okay, kalau you all dah masuk UMS. Alright. See you.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, sama-sama.
Thank you, Miss.
semua.
Alah, thank
Thank
you,
you,
Miss.
Miss.
Terima kasih diucapkan kepada Luqmanul Hakim bin Mustafa Kamal atas pembentangan itu tadi.